Hey, this is Elliot Wave Sage. Let's do a market update like always. None of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. So this update, we'll cover just AMC and GameStop. I'll start doing some special videos on these two stocks as we have now ended the cycle since 2001. It could be entering into a new bull market in these symbols that are very popular. So let's start with AMC. So again, you have to always keep the big picture in mind and not get caught up in this intraday volatility. So when we started to turn in my last video update on AMC, when we were down in this $2 area, we knew we needed a wave 4 and a 5. Now with this pump, we negated that last swing, and so it turned it into a corrective structure instead of an impulsive structure. A corrective structure moves in 3 swing waves, and that's what we saw here to end it. So in fact, this is actually what you want to see if you're bullish in the higher time frames. So where we go from here? Well, the first pump was pretty big, as we can see. Now, a lot of people would look at this and go 3 waves, but it subdivides into 5. It's just you have to go to lower time frames to get it, to see the divergences. I believe if you go to like the 5-minute peak, you actually have bearish divergence here. You see that? So this is an interesting thing here. That is obviously not wave 3, right? This would be one super extended fifth. This is the wave 3, 4, 5. Now, but because in wave 3 we never actually took out the wave 1 peak, what that tells me is this is definitely just wave 1. Because a real wave 3, this peak would have come out. So this is wave 1. So that means there's even more explosive gains to come at some point in the future. And you can see that on the lower time frames. Now, if we get to a higher degree time frame, here's the 15-minute. Now you see the 3 and the 5 right here. There's your 3, and there's your 5 for your divergence. So we knew this was a wave 5 blow off top, and typically you lose the whole wave 5, right? I've always said that, and we did. We also closed the gap, and we found support. And then, as you can see, there's no divergence at the bottom. So this is an elaborate 3-wave move down. And a lot of traders looking for equal, an equal move down, equal distant move down on this leg would have expected it to come all the way back, even to like $1. But again, if you trade with me, we know how to work through those situations. Like, okay, do I really think it's going to $1? Probably not. So we have a different way to get to target. We look at the extension in this manner. We get the box in this area, and that's what we found. We're finding support. So that's how we also, the RSI confirmed the bottom. We also confirmed the break in trend. So now we have a connector is born, or the bottom. So is this a connector? It could be. It could be, and everyone, a lot of people just expect it to do that. So this is kind of a do or die moment in some ways, because using my system, if we do break 470 with this connector on this move on 3 swings, we should get another 3 swings down. And then that to me would be a retest of the lows, but I would almost guarantee the lows will hold. But a lot of people, unless you got in at these areas like I did, you're going to be underwater. Right? So that's why it's important to get in early on these, right? We knew GameStop was running. I did that video live stream on the weekends, and I said AMC more than likely was bottomed. It could have went a little bit lower on a double correction here if we would have pushed down a little bit to 260, but this was an area to start. And once Hello Kitty or whatever, that guy came on, and basically started pumping on the weekend. We knew that it was time. It was time to just get in this, and we can't be cute about our entry. Uh, and that's just the way it goes. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, that's what we have to deal with. That's what we have to deal with. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, Roaring Kitty. I was like, hello, Kitty, whatever, Kitty. But Roaring Kitty pumped it, right? Roaring Kitty got in and pumped it. So Roaring Kitty, so you got in, and so if your entry and money management are sound, what's happening here shouldn't matter. It is, frustrating, right? But if you traded altcoins, if you trade altcoins, this is another day in the office. This is nothing. So trading altcoins prepares you for this type of thing and how to handle it. So here we are. We have a pivot here. This could be two, and now we're coming out. And as we come out, one of the things we want to look at is we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is kind of how I see it. And again, I think you have to really go to the shorter time frames to try to appreciate where we are with this. And I think even on this one, you have to go to like the 1 minute time frame to see the bearish divergence here. Where is it? Right here. Right there between these two peaks. So this is actually your wave 1 peak right here. So it's something like this. It's real tight. It's real tight. So it's tricky to try to chart it. So we're in wave 2. So the after hours could have been a good opportunity. I saw it trading in this double correction area at 504 after hours. That could have been a good opportunity here to get that 3 swing move down here. Now this could still happen during live trading, during the daily action. We still get this drop down to 504 to retest this low at 472. But as you can see here, you have 3 swings, so it doesn't necessarily have to happen. And we could be in a 1-2, 1-2 setup. What would confirm that is we gap up tomorrow morning, and we run, and then that's it. Then we should see a reversal out. And will it be a straight line up? Probably not. We're probably looking at, a lot of fear and doubt. So I'm sure it's going to be choppy here, and then we just grind our way, and then we come out. So this is the count in AMC for right now, and that's how I'd look at it. So again, we're correcting the entire move from the beginning, right here, from the beginning, all the way from this peak, June 21. This whole move, you think it corrected it in 48 hours? Come on, guys, think about it. More than likely, if this is a bearish, it's going to move. We'll hit 184, and then it'll be game over, or go to zero, go bankrupt. If we can get over 184, the new time of high target is 500. That's the PlayStation 1 share a PlayStation target. Where do those people get those numbers? Well, that's how they get it. So that's your $500 super pump target, 2026 potentially target. And how do we get there? It will be crazy. So you better have your money management and entries really, really, really nailed down, or you will screw it up. You will screw this up. So that's how I look at this right now. So just good luck with trading it. Now, to negate that view, we want to see the final low taken out here. Which is this low here. 237. So sorry, this would come back. So if we break 467, I see us grinding lower down to this area again, and just two will come down. That's the way it's going to go. But I believe this low will probably hold. If that breaks, then it's game over for AMC. Game over. But for now, it's in a new market higher. Other thing on the weekly RSI, just to point out. So as you can see, we peaked before on the weekly overbought areas. We're nowhere near overbought. So that's why I'm saying there's many more months and weeks to go and gains here. We just broke out. The correction's over. This will come out. Of course, it's gonna, do something. It's gonna come up and down. But when do you sell it? You sell it when this peak takes out that peak and 89 RSI. When the weekly is up here, which I expect it will be at some point in the next couple years, then it's time to sell it. Monthly, same thing. We saw the accumulation warning. Unnatural RSI look was a sign of stealth accumulation. Again, that was on my weekend video before any of this happened, before the Roaring Kitty post, all that. Go check my weekend live stream video, guys. Someone asked me about GME. I told them it could pump to all-time highs. It could just go straight up from where it was based on the count, and it did. I didn't know Warren Kitty. Maybe Warren Kitty watches my videos. He saw that, say, hey, let's post this thing, right? But we saw the same thing. We saw stealth accumulation in AMC, and I wasn't surprised to see it turn. It just finished a corrective structure, which is good, which means it can go to new highs, new all-time highs. So the monthly clearly has also broken. It's downtrend. So the monthly and weekly cycles, guys, we're not even in the first inning. We're not even we're like in the first out of the first inning, right? The weekly and monthly. Now the daily cycle, okay, we're extended. So it's gonna bleed. But I'd like to see some bearish divergence in this impulse. So what I like to see is another pump to take out this peak, pull back, hard, bearish divergence, then the daily resets. What price that happens, I can't tell you. I mean, there's some resistance areas that we see up here. 39 should be strong resistance. That would be an area where I think we could see it end. This kind of look, something like that. And then we pull back hard. Another deep pullback. Something like that. That's what I'm looking at. So that's what I'm hoping to see. We'll see if this plays out, and that's how I see it. There was a lot of other things going on today in the market besides AMC dropping while everything was really pumping. Tesla was weak. NEO was weak. GME obviously was weak. There was a lot of things weak. So there's a rotation going on. It's a rotation. Money coming out, money going in. So here's GME. GME is in the same situation, but a little different structure. You got a three-wave move. It was truncated. It should have went a little deeper to 24. Didn't make it. So that's bullish signal number one. Okay, that doesn't happen typically if it's a bearish instrument. And here you have you have a real clear 5-wave setup, right? You don't have to be an Elliott Wave Pro. So what that tells me is you're at least guaranteed another swing higher, even if you do believe it's corrective and will go lower. So these are trading together, so that also supports a view that AMC will go higher, at least another leg higher. So we have 5 up in GME, and we're pulling back in wave 2. Something like this. Could see 35, 50, 53. Again, between the 4 and the 2, somewhere around 35 bucks. And then that's it. But it doesn't have to happen. We could also call this a 1-2, 1-2. 1-2, 1-2. 1-2. There's a lot of options there. But I see 5, which means the trend is higher. Okay, the trend is higher. This correction has also ended. Right, that correction has ended. This correction has ended a little bit sooner. So it's kind of a different look, but they are trading together. When one hits resistance, the other one they're trade. So you got to kind of keep an eye on both of them, I think, to trade them properly. GME, now GME, the way I look at GME, you've got 70, you got 120. right? You got 70, you got 120. More than likely 120 is where we're heading with it. Now, if we look here, you see something like this, and then a major pullback, a long multi-month pull. So this is what we're looking for. So, but these are the targets, initial targets, and this is just the first wave off of 1, and then we'll get a 2, and then we'll get 3. That should take us to new all-time highs, 4, 5, and it's over. That's how I see it. Again, AMC is still a wild card. Could AMC get to the all-time high? It may not make it. It may not make it. GME should make it based on where it is. AMC may just make it to 180 this cycle, and then it may need another couple years before it can make, maybe the next 3-year cycle. Because I think that's what it's trading now, right? 21 to 24. So yeah, about 3-year cycle. So the next 3-year cycle. So if it's trading 3-year cycles, so that's how I have to look at it. So you're just gonna have to do what's best for you on this. But this is how I see both of these, and the corrective structures. And how do you trade it? Well, right now for AMC, you go long, but you have a stop at 470, right? That's what you do. And then if you're stopped out there, the market is gonna bleed down. That's what I believe will bleed down. Now, the other alternative is it turns into the structure that I've always talked about to get a bigger connector, like that, something like that, and then we actually go to new lows later, like that. So you can't rule that out either. So you got to be really careful. That's why it's so important to get good entries and have good money management, because you're just not going to be able to survive these kind of moves, especially if it's going to do that. So I'm looking, really, I won't sell it until we break 237. And if we somehow make it down there, of course, we'll add more against this low. But for now, we just sit tight. And you enjoy what happened today and all your other stocks that you own. Okay, guys, so that's what I see in the market. So I do see that, the swing, this downtrend is over. We are in a new uptrend starting that actually is starting to pull back. So we're in another mini downtrend. And now we should come out of this. That's what I think we are in right now. You'll have to do what's best for you, but for the most part, that's what I'm seeing. Something like that, and we come out. Okay, so that's my AMC GME update for right now.